I'm Carla Cannon, and I wanted to share with you curriculum that we used this past year and enjoyed for middle school. I would say this is about the grade 8 or grade 9 level because the lines are never really totally clear with grades when you're homeschooling. So for math, we have continued to use teaching textbooks. We continue to love it. It's just easy to use. For the first time, we did their online subscription. We'd always used the CDs prior to that, and we enjoyed it. The upside of that is that my daughter could do it on her iPad and then take that to her room or wherever she wanted to work. And so that gave us a little bit more flexibility because I had 3 kids using teaching textbooks this year, and it cut down on waiting for computers. For social studies, I would say this year we focused mostly on current events. It was the 2020-2021 school year, and with just everything that was going on in the world, we just kind of kept on, news and kind of geography that went along with that. And that was really it as far as what we did for social studies, because that is just an area that we have done a lot in previous years. It's what I enjoy the most, and I wanted to shift our focus a little bit away from that this year and put more of our time and energy into science, which you'll see here that we did. So for science this year, we continued with the Apologia textbooks. We continue to really enjoy those, and I have a video review on them that you can check out down in the description below. And so this year she did it's the Young Explorers series, which I think is really appropriate and good for middle school, and this was the Human Anatomy and Physiology, and it was just very well done. We continue to enjoy having the audio MP3 CD that comes with it, just to make sure as she's reading, she listens as well, and it gets all those scientific terms that she may not know how to pronounce properly. She can read them and hear them, and I think it just sinks in better that way. And then we also enjoy the science notebooks that go with these, and typically pick about 1 project per chapter to do along with that. The big thing that we did for science that was new to us this year, and I did some reviews on Gather Round, but it was doing some of the Gather Round unit studies, and I purposely picked ones that were on the science end of things because that's what I felt like we needed to focus on this year. So we did oceans, which was, heavy focus on ocean animals. We did the Gather Round Human Anatomy unit, and we did earth science, and we spent a lot of time on them. So we really dove into those and really enjoyed them. I think they were very age appropriate for her. The information, the things that she looked up, the additional videos and projects and experiments. We just really enjoyed doing that as a family, and it was a lot of fun for us in a year when we were home more than we had ever been before. It gave us, things to work on together, and we did some dissection. We did eyes, cow eyes, we did a heart, cow heart, and just a lot of neat extra things with that. And so if you're curious about Gather Round, we really enjoyed their units. It's not all that we did other things as well, but we did really enjoy those, and it was a fun change and something new in our year. The last piece of our kind of science puzzle was the History Alive videos that Daniel Allers puts out. They are excellent, and this past year it was all science-themed topics, and Daniel does a really wonderful job of making those interesting but age appropriate with good information for older kids. There's so much out there for younger kids, and as they get older, the choices are a little bit less. And so if you haven't checked out History Alive online, I strongly recommend it, and it's just such a nice bite-sized piece of information and an easy thing to add into your day. As you know, we're big IEW fans in this house, and so my daughter has used IEW for many years. She's very comfortable with the program, and so we continue to use their structure for writing, and that was really good. She did many of the lessons from their new structure and style for students, the B level year 1. We didn't do all of them because she does have a big background in it, and so it wasn't necessary in our house to do every single lesson, but we picked and chose what worked for her and areas that I wanted her to grow in, and that was wonderful. And I really liked, as you know, she's continuing to get older and become more independent, the video lessons were so nice because she could go, she could do her lesson, work through the assignment, and then I was there for the editing and that end of things. But I think it really encourages, you know, good organization and starting something and seeing it through. So we continue to like those. The other thing is with the IEW is we're able to take those skills and just transfer them to whatever it was that we're learning about. So as we did our various unit studies with the Gather Round curriculum, you know, I could just say, okay, this is kind of like Unit 6 in IEW. You've got multiple sources of information. How do you summarize that down into a good outline and then write from that? So I liked that we could take those skills and really put them to use in other areas that we were learning about. The other thing that I wanted to mention that worked really well for the middle school age and Gather Round is that it really encouraged her, you know, just about every lesson had something where they were supposed to look something up, find information about it, and then write a paragraph. And although we didn't do every single one of those in every lesson, it was good practice for her. I really wanted her to get comfortable taking a topic, finding not only a reliable source, but one that was the right amount of information, reading that and then summarizing that down into a paragraph of what she had read was really, really good for her. And it felt a little bit hard because, as you know, there's so much information on the internet, but she really got better at it as the year progressed, just that finding information, boiling it down to key facts, and then writing a good paragraph about what she learned. So I really liked that aspect of Gather Round for that reason. And the other thing that we worked a lot on this past year with our Gather Round lessons was her taking notes. As she's getting older and high school and university is coming closer and closer, I think knowing how to take notes, how to take good notes, and how to do it quickly is a skill all of its own. And so that was the other thing that we worked on was, you know, as I was reading a lesson, how do you pick out what to write? How do you pick out what to highlight? And that was something she did, was a little hard, but she did well with, especially as the year continued. The other thing that we did for writing this year that we hadn't done before was that she did an essay writing class for middle schoolers on OutSchool. And so that was 4 weeks. They met 4 times and had an instructor and other kids her age from all over. And it had assignments every week, and it was a really good experience. We hadn't done something like that before, so it was nice to have someone else teach her, and they explained things differently than I do and had some different tips and ideas and feedback on her writing. So if you haven't done something like that, I really recommend it. The class was, you know, they're anywhere from about $50 depending on, you know, how long it is and how much teacher hands-on they are with feedback on assignments. But I think it's really good for our kids to start getting used to getting feedback on their work from someone else. And so I say just hop on there, find a course and an instructor that appeals to you and where your child's at, and go for it. It's a nice way to switch things up throughout the year. The last thing that we did on the language arts side of things that was also new to us this year was she worked through this Easy Grammar Plus book. This is the teacher's manual. It's thick and scary, but you know, it really is well written, and it was something she did completely on her own. This is the student workbook. And we've done daily grams for years. We did books 1 and 2 of Fix-It Grammar, and we like those, but she was kind of done with that after book 2. And so we needed something different, and she wanted something that she could read with very clear explanations, and then something that she could do on her own without having to wait for me. And this fit the bill. It was easy for her to understand what they were looking for, and I think taught really good foundational things. Because it's a thick book, then she did the first half of this year, and she will do the second half next year, and we were really happy with that. Other things that we did in addition to our core subjects was my daughter continues to love Duolingo. I think she's on, a year and something streak of never having missed a day. That is something that you can do for free, but it was worth it for us because she enjoys it to go ahead and get a full year subscription. There's a few more things that you can do with that app, and so she does that every single day. And for Bible this year, she wanted to read through the Bible. She said we've done a lot of devotions or, portions of the Bible that we've read and studied, and she asked to do read through the whole Bible. So her and I, just through the Bible app, found a 2-year read through the Bible program, and so we're on day about 200 and something of that now. And so she's working through that, and we'll continue on the next year and a bit here, and that's been really good. The last thing I wanted to mention is typing. I think at this age, it is really important that your child not only knows how to type, but that they are starting to really improve on their typing speed, because they just need to be able to do that and type their papers and assignments quickly. She did more typed assignments than ever before this year, but I just think it's kind of the natural way of things, and it also makes editing a lot easier and less frustrating than when you've handwritten a long thing out and then to try to change that, it's too much. So I think typing is a big thing, and we've just continued with Typing Club, and it's basic and free, but it seems to do the trick, and I think she's typing around 42 words per minute, and we're hoping to get that up to at least 50 here in the next little while. Overall, we had a great year. We enjoyed the things that we used. As they get older, it seemed like maybe she used less things, but they were deeper and took a little bit longer. And so I'm definitely starting to look ahead to high school and the types of skills and things that I want her to be prepared to do well there. And so that's what we kind of focused on with the essay writing, the note taking, the researching information and summarizing it. And I like that we were able to do those skills within areas that we were learning, such as the human body and researching and doing projects or all those kinds of things. So it's all new territory for me, but we're really enjoying the middle school years and having a lot of fun with it.